Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, we're talking our king. If you're reading along with me, we are on chapter 19, Last Farewells. And we are actually on page 255. It only has 316 pages, so we're not that far off from finishing, which is kind of nuts. I would actually like to go back and read a little bit about the William and Catherine, Charles's relationship with them and the chapters on that. So if you guys are interested, I kind of thought, well, I'll work backwards. After I finish up with the Harry and Meghan, we'll go back and see if there's any juicy tidbits about William and Catherine and their relationship with Charles, and then we'll move on to the next book. I actually have two books that are staring at me right now. I have Brothers and Wives by Christopher Anderson, and I have The Palace Papers. So if you have a strong preference, let me know. Somebody had suggested Samantha Markle. I actually need to jump on Google. Has she released, I know she had Pushy Princess, but has she released an actual book about Meghan? I'd be interested in that. And I'm up for whatever you guys want to read next. Definitely let me know in the comments. Now, as Coronation gets closer, I may have to take a little break from reading every day because that takes up the most time. I'll keep making videos and we'll figure it out. I just won't be able to read, of course, while I'm working on that, but we'll figure it out as we go. My voice still sounds a little crazy. I feel good. It's just allergies. Who cares? Let's move on. I'm in Florida, as you know, and I have another YouTuber who I love to watch who's in Florida. His name's Charlie. He's Penguins. Anyway, he is apparently dealing with the same thing I am. He sounds a little crazy too, and said it sounds like he swallowed a bag of rocks. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, I actually can relate to that. It sounds like I swallowed a bag of rocks. Anyway, okay, so our king. So if you remember, I was furious at the last one because, again, we had just lost the Duke of Edinburgh, and, of course, Harry and Meghan make it all about themselves. Harry's telling private conversations he had with Charles at the funeral and just being disgusting as per usual. Okay, so picking up on page 255. So we start pretty good here. It starts out with Queen Elizabeth, like Charles, warmly welcomed Meghan into the royal family. She was pleased that Harry had at last found love. She had also felt, when she discovered that Meghan was a woman of color, that she would be a great asset to modern royal family and to her vision of the Commonwealth. She envisioned that Meghan's Black heritage and her confident presentation skills, which she had honed as an actress — I'm sorry, I had to choke that line down because, yeah, we've seen her acting — would see her hailed as a great champion for young women as she worked alongside Harry in his role as a youth ambassador with the Commonwealth Youth Program. We all said the same thing. What a wasted opportunity. They don't care. They only care about themselves. It was never her intention to stick with the royal family or to do any good. She just doesn't care. Indeed, Harry had invited his then wife-to-be to share the job with him, and she was said to be, quote, hugely excited about it. Within months of the Queen's death, however, the couple released their documentary that branded the Commonwealth, her late Majesty's legacy, as, quote, Empire 2.0. Absolutely disgusting. They are horrible people. She worked her entire life as service to the country and to the UK and to the Commonwealth, and just the way they tried to take it all down. The Queen hoped that her grandson, having decided to live in Canada and then California, would find peace and happiness living the life he had chosen. But Harry was regularly trying to contact his grandmother, and in the end, she asked him to speak directly to his father. A source said Her Majesty found Prince Harry's calls quite difficult and wearisome. She didn't want to interfere in the father-son relationship and would urge him to speak to his father. Charles stopped taking the calls, however, after his son had sworn at him and repeatedly asked for funds in their tense calls. When the Queen asked him why, Charles told her he was not a bank. Good for Charles. It never seems like he stands up to Harry, but hey, if he's doing it behind the scenes, more power to him. The Queen did meet Harry and Meghan at Windsor Castle when they had a stopover in April 2022. Nice of them to make time for her, huh? They're en route to Holland for his Invictus Games. I'm just laughing like that because that's so like them. We'll make time for her. You know what I mean? Like, we'll see if we can work her in around our schedule instead of the other way around. She agreed to see him on the condition that he met and talked to his father as well. The couple were welcomed warmly by the Queen in what turned out to be the last time Harry saw his grandmother. Oh, it breaks my heart. Charles was also at the castle along with Camilla, where he was standing in for his mother at the annual, Maundy Thursday service? To add insult to injury, Harry and Meghan turned up late, meaning the meeting lasted less than 15 minutes. Again, it's their time that matters, nobody else's. I wish they had kicked him out or not let them in. In the spirit of reconciliation, it was agreed that the Sussexes should join in the rest of the royal family for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. As non-working royals, there were restrictions. They were left in no doubt that the Netflix film crew accompanying them for their docuseries would not be allowed access to royal palaces or members of the family. Nevertheless, when the couple arrived at St. Paul's Cathedral on June 3rd for the national service of Thanksgiving for the Queen, which unfortunately she was not able to attend, some in the large crowd outside booed them. All right. Hello, Coronation. That's why I'm losing my voice, right? Because I've been booing so hard in preparation. The celebrations to honor the monarch for her Platinum Jubilee culminated in 4-day bank holiday weekend on the 2nd to 5th of June. It included everything from the street parties to Trooping the Color to a star-studded concert led by Diana Ross, as well as a final balcony appearance by the Queen herself. She was not strong enough, unfortunately, to make all the events, but she did make the balcony. Charles paid tribute to his mother at the BBC Platinum Party at the Palace. What was interesting here is they go in behind the scenes. You know, I love the Queen, so I'll try to keep my emotions in check here, but she wanted to take that final wave to the crowds, to acknowledge the crowds from the Buckingham Palace balcony at the end of the Jubilee celebrations. They put all these plans in place on her insistence that she was able to make it without being seen in public or by the press in the wheelchair she had to use. He goes into her strength and her courage for her last appearance and what it took to do that. And he ends the chapter with, it was her final salute to her people. And all I have to say is, shut up, I'm not crying, you're crying. Oh, you guys, I was not ready for that. I just love her so much and respect her so much. And it's hard to talk about, Hank and Skank, Dumb and Dumber in the same breath. I talk about, Her Majesty the Queen. To think of the way they treated her, especially at the end, it just makes me absolutely disgusted. And it's one of the reasons that I did make this channel or, that I do this content, because I feel like it needs to be out there, it needs to be known, because it's not right what they did to her. It's not. But anyway, sorry. I love her so much. Okay, and then we get into the last chapter, chapter 20, Destiny, and it goes into the Queen's passing, and I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here because apparently I'm very emotional about this, but I will pick back up and finish up this final chapter. We'll decide what else we want to read, and we'll get into that soon, and in the meantime, I will bring you 100 million videos, but I just want to thank you all for being here and supporting, and all the lovely comments. You guys really mean the whole wide world to me. If you want to further support the show, I do encourage you to check out my Patreon. I do a lot of extra content over there, deep dives, lots of fun stuff. I even cover episodes of Sex and the City if that's your jam, but a lot of Harry and Meghan stuff. So check that out. It's patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where you can become an executive producer. I'd like to thank my executive producers so much for all the support. So I'm going to read your names, and if you want to become one, check it out on patreon.com. Thank you to Linda and Melissa. Thank you, Paige. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Mr. K. Thank you to Kay. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you to Aaron and Frank. Thank you to Kristen. Thank you to Ann M. Thank you to Amanda. Thank you, Ann H. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Glynis. Thank you to Karen. Thank you to Dewey. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Adair Becker. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Barb G. Thank you, Diana LOL. Thank you, Allison B. Thank you to Jean. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Pauline. Thank you, KT. Thank you, Jolene. Thank you, Stromboli. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Loie. Thank you, Lucy H. Thank you, Georgia. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you to Robin's Landing. Thank you to Helen. Thank you to Maura. Thank you to Ashley C. Thank you to Molly. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Sandsquid. Thank you to Rach. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Domby. Thank you, Android P. Thank you, Sheena. Thank you, Aaron M. And thank you to Faye. So if you would like your name shouted out and as an executive producer, check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Can't wait to bring you the next part of Spare Us. Take care. Bye-bye.